Your fuel doesn't actually come from your country. It travels thousands of miles across a few fragile routes around the world. And if even one of them gets blocked, gas prices could spike overnight. Every single day, millions of barrels of oil move through oceans, pipelines, and some of the most dangerous choke points on Earth before reaching your car. Most people think fuel just shows up at gas stations, but the reality is far more complex. It starts deep underground in places like the Middle East, the United States, and other oil rich regions, where it's extracted and loaded onto massive tankers. These ships then travel across global trade routes, passing through narrow passages that act like lifelines for the world's energy supply. One of the most critical is a small stretch of water where nearly 20% of the world's oil flows every day, meaning 1 out of every 5 barrels depends on this single route. Then there are other key pathways connecting continents, each playing a vital role in keeping the global economy running. But here's where things get risky. These routes are incredibly vulnerable. They're narrow, crowded, and often surrounded by geopolitical tension. One accident, one conflict, or even a single ship getting stuck can disrupt billions of dollars in trade. And when it comes to oil, the impact is even bigger. If one of these major routes gets blocked, global supply drops instantly, and prices don't just rise, they surge. That means higher gas prices, increased transportation costs, and even more expensive food and everyday goods. And here's the part most people don't realize. Even countries that produce their own oil aren't completely safe because the global market is interconnected. If supply is disrupted anywhere, prices rise everywhere. So even if your fuel didn't come from that exact route, you still end up paying more. That's how fragile the system really is. So the next time you fill up your tank, remember, your fuel has traveled across the world through some of the most critical and risky routes on the planet. And the real question is, what happens the day those routes stop working?